Hey guys, how's it going today? So a little change of scenery, but I wanted to get my full in-depth review of Masters Universe out for you guys because I actually saw it on Friday night. So Masters Universe is directed by Travis Scott and starring, I think it's Nicholas Gandolfini, but the guy who was from Cheap Detectives, Jared Leto was Skeletor, Idris Elba was Man at Arms. Forget the actress name played Tila, and there's a bunch of other actresses and stuff like that, but going into Masters Universe is that my actual participation was higher than most because of the fact that it was directed by Travis Knight. And if you don't know who Travis Knight is I think he's one of the executives of Leica, who made like Coraline or the Box Trolls or Kubo and the Two Strings or the upcoming Wildwood. And then he went to live action production with the Bumblebee movie, which surprised the hell out of me because Bumblebee, I found that they did a really good job of particularly the first 20 minutes of transferring that stuff from Cybertron to the live action environment Transformers, after Michael Bay had not that made that many great Transformers films. So going into He-Man, I was curious. I was like, okay, how are they going to exactly do this? And maybe it's a little bias of me because coming off of Mandalorian Grogu and seeing that based on what I saw in that, enjoying it, and be like, okay, let's see what He-Man is. Mandalorian Grogu Mandalorian Grogu is worse than He-Man. He-Man is good, but because of the fact that I didn't really grow up with He-Man the show, I more or less know of like Skeletor and He-Man, just like the pop culture mythos. I didn't really know much about the Master Universe lore itself, but going in, I did enjoy Masters Universe. I actually found it that like when you're in Eternity itself, the visuals, the production design, the costume, the props, the makeup, they you can tell that these people actually cared a lot about the Master Universe lore and the character design and just living in that world because everything in Eternia feels lived in and from actually feels that like the best way to describe it is that if you're watching the movie and you're seeing these characters interact with other areas, it's kind of like you're having a toy set. And I never realized that Castle Grayskull is right next to like He-Man's house essentially, and that Skeletor's mountain is like somewhere else. But it's kind of just like you're taking these play figurines and play figures and moving them with different set pieces, and it's kind of like that. So it's kind of like an enjoyable play set of a movie where things are happening and action scenes. The action scenes are great, but it's kind of like very lived in that Mattel kind of world. Whereas, like, say for the previous Mattel film, Barbie was more like well made because of Greta Gerwig. This is more feels like more action based in a toy box universe than say Transformers, but with He Man. So if you're a fan of that stuff, you'll love it. Couple of the negatives I found with the movie is that um, there was a lot of comedy that was in the movie that necessarily wasn't supposed to be hit or miss in there. So like you'd have like a serious scene then a joke, but it was constantly overlaid with jokes. The fact that like there are memes of He-Man and Skeletor that don't really mix and merge with that kind of stuff. But the positive, Skeletor, played by Jared Leto, was surprisingly great. He never really showed his face. So it was all Skeletor. And even there were a few moments of like, He-Man's like, oh no, Skeletor, why are you like this? And Skeletor's just like, yeah, I'm evil, He-Man. It's like there's no reason for it. So it's just Skeletor just kind of just like went with an absolute like just being a madman, and just Jared Leto gave a great performance. So yeah, that was my more in-depth review of Master Universe. So pros and cons. So the world lived in with the props, effects, makeup is fantastic. The action scenes are great. The character dialogue that lived in that world is great. Some of the pacing is not necessarily that great. Some of the comedy feels a bit too much comedy, even if like the fact that the 80s cartoon plays up that meme element of it, it could have been brought down a bit. Jared Leto as Skeletor is fantastic. And actually the fact that I saw it late at night, I would actually like to rewatch this movie more than Mando because I feel that if you're a fan of the He-Man universe, I think you'll enjoy this online, say, not as much as Bumblebee, but close to it because they did a really good job of living in that He-Man universe. So yeah, that was my quick full review of He-Man and the Master Universe. Good movie, good acting, good production design. Jared Leto is great as Skeletor. Coming up, I'm going to have a more in-depth review of Scary Movie Closest around middle of next week, I'm going to be having a review of Disclosure Day, and then end of June, I'm not sure exactly when, there'll be Toy Story and Supergirl. So yeah, if you like my movie reviews, stay subscribe to the channel and let me know if we want to see more reviews in the future and stuff like that. Until yeah, stay subscribed more and see more movie reviews. Thanks.